age group, and so on. And the structures changed based on four different reasons that we don't have to go into.
Sir,
An example might be, during the pandemic, you have a lot of old people dying. That's a change in structure. So businesses that provide products for old people, their sales will come down because you have less old people, elderly people living in the country, in the market. So less chance for businesses to sell things.
sir,
Yes.
could you repeat that again? I couldn't understand.
Yeah, so we talked about why markets change. Uh, when I say why markets change, I mean why sales for businesses go up and down all the time. I said one of the reasons is price. Another reason is your competitors' price. Another reason was people's income changing. So whenever the economy hits a recession, people have less income, less money. Obviously, they would be able to less able to afford your products, so your sales will come down. Okay, and the opposite is true as well. When people's income go up, they usually spend more, so businesses' sales go up. So you always have these changes in the market, and that's one of the factors. Another factor is population size. Population means how many people exist in the country. So the more people, the more chance of higher sales. So when suddenly war breaks out, let's say, and there's a lot of casualty, a lot of people die, businesses suffer because there would be less people left to buy their products. And also the pandemic was an example I gave you. This pandemic kills old people more than other people. So the number of old people in the market comes down. So whichever business sells or provides goods and services to all people, their sales will come down. So that's another reason why the market changes. And also, taste and fashion could change. I gave you the example I remember in our lessons, like fashion in the 80s and how different it was. If there is any business that is still providing those trends in fashion today, they wouldn't be able to sell anything because people's taste in fashion changed. Another reason markets change is promotions and advertisements. If you have a competitor who's spending more on advertisements, then your sales will come down. By the way, whatever I'm talking about right now is not related to the first slide. The slides to this introduction, you already have them. We had them in class before the pandemic. So it's not related to reasons market become more competitive, by the way. It's just an introduction to marketing. So what I'm talking about is on page 142. Okay, so obviously if I spend more on advertisements and promotions, my sales will go up, and the opposite is true. And my competitors could have that impact on me as well. If they spend more on marketing, then my sales will come down because they attract more customers to their businesses. Okay, so collectively, these are the reasons why markets change. Why are we talking about this in the context of marketing? Well, we do have to know why our market is changing because we have to respond to them. Because the role of marketing is to increase sales. If we don't respond to the changes around them, around my business, our business, then I wouldn't be able to increase profit and sales. So that's the point. Again, an example would be, well, people have less money. What can I do to keep high sales? One thing you could do is to increase promotion, like give people discounts and other deals for a while until the situation becomes better. So you have businesses that take advantage of really terrible situations. Like the economy is in turmoil. It's really bad. But some business owners are smart. What they do is that they acknowledge the fact that they have a lot of inventory. So they might decide that during the recession, they're going to sell their products for less than their cost, meaning they're selling their products in a loss. But it's okay, they say, because if we do this and our competitors don't, then for this time period, all the customers in the market will switch to our business. which is great because once the situation is better, we dominate the market. Now we can ratchet up the price and we would still have all the customers in the market because we acknowledge their need during bad times. And that's how you gain loyalty, right?
So,
And then I already told you that gaining customers' loyalty is really important for marketing. It's the ultimate
so
goal.
can, so can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
Why is my name on your screen written?
Uh, you know, some child have done that. I
Oh,
don't know.
sorry, sir.
So I it's not me.
No.
Yeah. Okay. So Dado,
Yes,
how are you,
sir.
man?
Good.
Okay. So we come to the first slide, which is why some markets become more competitive. Um, so we talked about government intervention. We said when the government puts laws like against competition, against anti-competitive behavior. So if you have a business that wants to dominate the markets, the government would stop them. So I already gave you the example of Google and how they've completely monopolized the market in the market they're operating in. And there are rules issued by the government so that they're stopped. Because if they're not stopped, then they would have a lot of advantages, those businesses, like increasing price, not caring about quality of their services, and so on. So which is not good for the country. So governments usually want to stop that. Okay, so if they do, then competition goes up. Okay, so what? We were talking about marketing. Okay, so when competition goes up, it impacts businesses, sales, and profit. It's something that you have to pay attention to as a business owner. If competition is high, you have to try more. You have to spend more money on advertisement, for example. So you have to be able to know how you respond. That's why, as a business owner, you always have to keep an eye on the market and the politics of the country as well, because these things do impact businesses. Privatization is another thing that governments do, which was selling off public institutions to private owners. That increased competition, obviously. Deregulation was another one, which was abolishing some restrictions on businesses, like in terms of polluting the environment, uh, their social responsibility practices. If you ease restrictions on those things, then it would be easier for businesses to operate. Or if you make it easy for people to establish companies, let's say, then that increases competition. And also, lastly, if the government decides that they're going to give startup businesses, small and medium-sized businesses assistance, then that increases competition. Assistance means giving them money, basically, uh, to be able to start their businesses. Free trade. This is what we are experiencing extensively nowadays. Free trade is countries being able to trade freely between themselves, meaning there is no restriction. Anybody, anywhere could order things from other countries. That's what free trade is. There might be tariff, there might be some restriction, but you can. It's not a lot of restriction. You just have to
Like
pay
sir,
tax. That's it.
opening a brand business like from in Europe, like for example McDonald's.
Yes. Yeah. So McDonald's being able to come here increases competition in the country for fast food restaurants. Zara coming here increases competition for businesses. And not only businesses coming here, like customers in our country ordering things from those businesses increases competition because local businesses now have to compete with Zara in terms of quality and price. And that could be difficult for them. So sometimes government, when they want to protect the local businesses, they would put some restriction on people to be able to order things. Like Iran is doing this extensively. They don't want their people to buy things from abroad because they want to be self-sufficient. So they put a lot of tax on foreign goods. Like if you want to buy a Mercedes in Iran, it will be very, very expensive. Um, Almost as much as the price of a Ferrari here in our country. If you want to buy, like, let's say, a normal E-Class. Um, E-commerce and social media have impacted competition as well. It's easy for businesses to have their own websites and use social media freely and target or reach out to millions of people at the same time with a click of a mouse. And that has made people be aware of prices and quality internationally. So that awareness has increased competition. Like nowadays, most people know what Nike or Adidas or these international brands are. So they expect local businesses to have that quality or be similar to the quality of these international businesses, at least. And that is increased competition.
So what do they call this when Iran doesn't let them use another brand? As you said, the Mercedes.
Sorry, I didn't hear you. Sorry.
What do they call this when Iran doesn't let them to use another
Yeah, so it's the
brand?
opposite of free trade. Uh, yeah, it's called command
Command.
economy. You don't have to know that. It's just the opposite of free. It's not free trade.
Oh, okay. Thank you, sir.
It's restricted. Yeah. Okay, so I told you how do businesses should respond to competition. They could produce a new product like Coca-Cola Energy. They could become more efficient. You already know what efficiency is, which is this picture using robots, maybe. These robots make less mistakes. They waste less resources. They waste less time. They're quick and efficient. That brings down costs. When cost comes down, then prices could be decreased as well. That's a good response to a bad economical situation when people's income is low. Also, you can increase promotion, give people discounts and so on, or do more advertisements so that you attract people to your business and you get rid of the competition factor, or find a new market entirely in geographically that is. So business is not good in Turkey. Well, how about you go and target an African country, let's say. So your sales might go up again. Okay, so far we talked about how competition changes and how could businesses respond to those changes. Now we talk about two basic strategies that businesses use in order to respond, in order to orient their businesses in the market. One we called it niche, the other one we called it mass. Okay, let's start with the niche marketing part. Niche marketing is when you have a business that provides a special type of product to a special group of customers in the market. So in this picture, we have the example of toothpaste. And this is toothpaste for, oh no, this is a hand sanitizer. This is a hand sanitizer for children. Well, you might ask what could be the difference between a normal hand sanitizer and a hand sanitizer for children. Maybe the concentration of the alcohol is lower and it doesn't, or some ingredients are different so that it doesn't damage their skin because it's more fragile, that of a child. So that's niche marketing. You're targeting a special group of the market. While if I use the same example for mass marketing, it would be just a normal, typical hand sanitizers that you have at your house. Anybody could use it. Okay. What is the advantage what do you think would be the case? Would this be more expensive than a normal hand sanitizer? Yes. So that's one of the advantages, you can charge people a lot of money and gain a lot of profit. Or you could, that's this advantage of charging premium price, really high prices. You're exempt or safe from high competition less threat from bigger businesses. You're not impacted by them because you have a special product that they don't have. So the less impact by competition. So you don't have to waste any resources on responding because this is wasting resources. You just waste a lot of money on robots. You just waste a lot of money on advertisements, right? So when you don't care about competition, you save those costs, which is good. But you also have threats, which are you attract other people. So other people will mimic your idea, which results in long-term increase in competition. You don't have the opportunity of economies of scale, which is reduced unit cost. And if suddenly people decide that they're not going to buy hand sanitizers for children because it doesn't make any sense for them, then your entire business is jeopardized. Okay? So when people suddenly realize that it's a hoax to pay more money for a hand sanitizer because there's no difference between this and a normal hand sanitizer, so the idea fails, so your entire business fails. Compare that to mass marketing. You have the advantage of economies of scale because you produce more, so you buy more raw material and you resell them. So you get a discount when you buy a lot of raw material, so your unit cost comes down. Your profit margin could be high because you sell a lot. True that your profit margin is low on each unit product, but your sales is a lot, which means your profit could be high. This business is less impacted by consumer spending pattern. For example, if suddenly people in Turkey decide that they're not going to use any hand sanitizer, well, this business is mass marketing to a lot of countries. Their business will continue. If suddenly children stop using this product because it's not safe for them, let's say, due to a new scientific breakthrough, then they still sell it to old people and adults, let's say, so their business continues. So the disadvantage that we had for niche marketing is solved by this. The optimal best position to be in as a business owner is to have products that could be mass marketed and products that could be niche marketed as well. And this is a really good example for Coca-Cola. They have the standardized product that everybody loves, so they could sell it to millions of people at the same time. They also have special types of products like this, which is marketed to a certain segment of the market. All right, so what are the threats to mass marketing? Well, competition is very high, obviously. Like, how many businesses make this type of hand sanitizer? How many businesses make masks, let's say? And so it's really hard to find a large market. And nowadays, a lot of consumers and customers are after products that are special. Like, if I have this in my house, it would be cooler than if I have this in my house. You know, it's a source of conversation. So people talk about it and they comment on your things. So normally people nowadays are after things that are special. So that might lower your profit as a result.
And
Okay.
so another example, for example, when Corona came, they made the prices of the mask for 10,000 dinars.
Right. Yes. Yeah. Okay. So for today, I'm going to stop here. Only
Thank you,
market
sir.
segmentation. Sorry. So we are going to talk about market segmentation and we would be done. So if you remember, I told you that there's a similarity between niche marketing and market segmentation. This one is not a strategy. This is what you do in order to become a niche marketing business, right? So you have to know what product you're providing and you have to know who's buying this product. You wouldn't know who is buying this product until you know which segment of the entire market you're targeting. So is my product is it going to be bought by children? Well, maybe people who are children, young people is your segment of the market. Okay. Will your products be bought by people in Hawler, by people in Paris, right? That's a regional. So that's your segment of the market. And you found out based on the region. So it's a geographical segmentation. Will my product be bought in a certain neighborhood? So maybe you have a barbershop and your segment is that neighborhood. So that's your segment of the market. Same thing. What income level? How rich my customers are? You know, who can afford to buy my product? That's the income level. I call that demographic segmentation. So age, income level, social class, like upper class, middle class, or lower class, and gender, male and female. These are all demographic segmentation. Okay, if you're in a cosmetics business, then your segment is female. Okay, so why is this so important to know? Well, it is really important, and the reasons we are going to talk about later. Okay, so for now we just have to know how market segmentation is done. So tomorrow we're going to start from here again. Okay, so I'm taking questions now. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, we're done.
Sir, do you teach on Sundays?
No, not Sundays. I was not able to find time on Sunday.
I know. I thought that they changed the schedule.
No. Okay, no questions. So see you guys later. Have a nice day.
Thank you for the
Bye, sir.
lesson, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.